You're listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.
It's Friday, May 29. Let's talk about a trend affecting young professionals in Korea. I mean, imagine finding out your buddy at a rival company just got a performance bonus so large that it equals your entire yearly salary.
Yeah, that is basically the reality for early career workers right now.
Exactly. So our mission for this deep dive is using recent Seoul Economic Daily reports to unpack how the industry you choose is, well, aggressively defining your financial trajectory right now.
It's a really stark divide, and we're actually looking at a 6-year high in income inequality. Overall real wages, they actually dropped 1.7% recently.
A drought.
Right, they dropped. But if you look at the top 20% of earners, they are pulling in over 12 million won, so about $8,730 a month on average.
Jeez.
And they're saving 4.08 million won of that, which is almost $2,875. Meanwhile, the bottom 20% are literally going into debt just to survive.
So this is what economists are calling K-Polarization, right? Where the top earners shoot upward, the bottom stagnates or drops, and the gap between them just rips wider, kind of like the two branches of the letter K.
Exactly.
But what is driving that top branch so high?
Well, it really comes down to the K-ball, the massive family-controlled conglomerates that dominate Korea's economy, specifically semiconductor giants like Samsung and SK Hynix.
Right, the tech hardware side.
Yeah, they're handing out these mega bonuses that are completely detaching their employees' wealth from the rest of the workforce.
Okay, but surely the broader tech sector, which practically prints money, is keeping pace. I mean, big tech platforms are usually the gold standard for compensation.
You'd think so, but even they are fracturing. Take Kakao, Korea's dominant messaging platform. They're actually facing their first ever strike on June 10th.
Wait, a strike at Kakao?
Yeah. The union wants 13 to 14% of the company's operating profit as performance pay, and they're arguing that the 5 million won, roughly $3,500 they get in RSUs.
That's restricted stock units, basically company shares, right?
Right, exactly. They're saying those shouldn't count toward their cash bonus calculation.
So if tech giants are striking, what happens to regular manufacturing or mid-sized firms? Are their unions just sitting quietly?
Oh, not at all. That is the contagion effect. Unions across entirely different industries are pointing at those K-ball payouts and, well, they're demanding up to 30% of their own company's net profit.
Is this like trying to force a luxury engine into a compact car?
That is the perfect visual, yeah. A non-semiconductor firm simply doesn't have the profit margins to support a K-ball size bonus.
Right.
And when they try, it leads to this thing called inverted capital distribution. That's when a company pays out operating profits to employees before the shareholders see any return.
Oh, I'm sure investors love that.
They hate it. Investors are so angry about this that they are actually launching lawsuits.
So if you're shut out of the cable bonuses and tech is in turmoil, where does that leave you? Just stuck in the bottom branch of the K?
Well, the government is trying to build a bridge out of that trap. They're overhauling the TPS program, which is a state-backed initiative that matches private investment in startups.
Okay.
The Ministry of SMEs and Startups is shifting the program's focus heavily toward growth. The minister essentially told smaller companies, look, you can't match a Samsung cash bonus, so you have to start offering equity-based compensation to compete for talent.
Ah, so paying you in ownership.
Yeah.
Giving early career talent a stake in the company's future so they can actually build wealth rather than just scraping by on a base salary?
Precisely. Because if your base pay is lagging, you have to rely heavily on state and workplace safety nets. There was a major court victory recently for parents.
Oh.
Yeah. If you took split parental leave and your first chunk was under 30 days, you used to lose your benefits due to strict filing deadlines.
That sounds incredibly stressful.
It was. But now the court ruled that as long as your combined periods exceed 30 days, you qualify and your deadline resets.
That is a huge relief.
Yeah.
But what about housing? Because, getting equity in a startup doesn't pay this month's rent.
Yeah, that's where the Seoul Housing and Communities Corporation comes in. From June 15 to 17, they're running a lottery for 1,884 Hangbok Juteik, or happiness housing units.
Okay, subsidized public rentals for young workers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're priced at 60 to 80% of market rent.
But there's a catch, right? Because nothing in this economy is that simple.
There is. To get a modest 39 square meter unit, you still need a Jensei.
That's Korea's unique system of a massive upfront refundable deposit.
Yeah. And in this case, it's 114 million won, or roughly $80,300 US, plus you're paying 430,000 won about $303 a month in rent on top of that.
Wow. So even the subsidized happiness housing requires you to already have a massive pile of cash.
It does.
It really brings us full circle. You don't land that Kabul bonus, the barrier to entry for basic stability is just incredibly high.
It really makes you wonder, like, can SME equity compensation truly bridge the K-Polarization divide for your career, or will the deposit barrier keep the playing field uneven?
That's today's AI Prism, Early Career. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic Daily Reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI Prism is a One Eye for Eye award-winning series. We'll be back tomorrow.
You've been listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.